Hi guys, welcome back to Max Electronics. In today's video we will be refurbishing this Stage Wash 900 light that I have bought recently for very cheap and on the marketplace, and it is in a pretty beat up condition. In fact, you can see all the shades are very bent, out of place, they're loose. The light is super dirty. I haven't been inside yet. I did, however, open this up just to see, because they said needs new bulbs, only one working. I haven't plugged it in at all. So if we open this up, the bulbs look to be okay. That's very dirty. Up here you can see, you can just draw on that. So that needs to be cleaned up. The bulbs, however, this one is super loose. So it's a socket problem, not a bulb. One of them wasn't inserted correctly. This is the front of it. Let's have a look at the sides. I'm gonna probably sandblast it and drill out the rivets, unscrew the screws, get all the new screws because those ones all rusted out. So let's have a look on the sides. It's got the bracket missing completely. All the screws are rusted again. The back of it is in a pretty bad shape as well. The fan's dirty. That's all rusted out. So I'm gonna selectively sandblast it. I'll try doing that. So I'll mask off all the writing and sandblast just this area, maybe the sides, and repaint it. Then what else we've got there? Yeah, all the paint is missing here. The sockets will have to be replaced. The power cord would need to be replaced as well because of this. So that's pretty bad. I'm gonna put a whole new power cord into it. The knob looks pretty dodgy as well, and that's all bent, even though it works. So we'll have to redo a lot of stuff then, buy all new screws. Let's have a look what's inside first, because I'll have to pull it apart anyway so I can sandblast it. It's a ColourFusion, there we go, by American DJ. It can do a few functions. There's a DMX addressing. It can go just a normal red, green, blue. Then it can do color mixing on the 4th address, dimming control on the 5th, strobe and speed on the 6th, and the 7th one is a blackout, rainbow strobe, slow rainbow flutter, fast rainbow flutter, and sound. That'd be interesting to have a look. Channels 5 and 6 can only be used with channels 1, 2, and 3. Well, obviously. Alright, I'm gonna get it apart and we'll see what's inside. I've taken most of it apart, which is the top panel here, and the lamp holders that come off separately. There's a thermal cutout just here, so we'll replace those sockets. That is pretty bad. I'll probably have to sandblast this as well. Then we got the actual main board, which is switching the bulbs with a 3 triax. The bulbs are easily connected with a rising clamp connector. We got DMX. We got the remote controller here. Some loose connections, microphone, trim pot, transformer, which is 1.5 amps, 10 volts AC, which can be used as 120 volt, there's a switch there. The small board with a processor and a fan. I don't know if I want to clean the fan or replace it. That looks pretty bad. Maybe I'll replace it. We'll see how I go. So I'm going to disassemble it completely. And also some sockets are very loose. I'm going to disassemble it completely, and then I will drill out all the rivets from this part here, and then I'll show it all to you separately. I've pulled everything apart. As you can see, there is a lot of dust inside. It's a main board right here that processes DMX and sends off the triac signals. Lots of dust, so I'll have to... Ooh, I didn't even see that side. That's going to go into the cleaner. I'll remove the... what is it? 80... So it's Atmega 89S52. I've seen them before. I've got one somewhere. But that's working, so... Well, I assume it's working. We've got optocouplers, fuse... That is going to go into the cleaner. I'll remove the IC and maybe desolder the switches, or maybe I won't, and I'll just that's going to go into ultrasonic cleaner. The glass is going to go into the cleaner as well. That is filthy dirty. probably redo that harness since it's very filthy as well. I'll put a different fuse in, as in different type, so it's not as old. I can't replace, I was going to replace the DMX plugs, but they're good condition and they're metal, so, you know, considering it's a halogen light, it's going to get hot, so plastic DMX ports or DIN, 3-pin DINs are not going to go XLRs well with that. What else? This one is good here still, so I'm leaving that. The trim pot looks good too. Microphone looks good, so the sockets are going to get replaced because they corroded in there. I've already masked off and got ready for sandblasting that thing. Oh, I didn't have to cover that as well. So I'm selectively sandblasting all the rust, especially on this side here. And that's it. So I'm going to go and sandblast and re-spray paint the metal, and then we'll get back onto it. And also I'll replace those as well. I have redone the bottom part of the enclosure and refitted all the components in. It didn't turn out as well as I thought it would. The problem was I've spray painted with heat resistive paint, which is up to 1000 Fahrenheit or 500 some Celsius, and it didn't turn out the color I wanted to be. That's it on the inside. As you can see, it's got a whitish kind of a haze to it. So I've resprayed it with a black one over the top. You can see actually the difference here between this and this. And because I've masked parts of there where the writing is, that paint wouldn't have matched with it. And the inside turned out really nice and smooth, but the outside is not so pretty. You can see where the paint, kind of new paint and old paint, it's not as bad. It's better than it was before, definitely. I've put a new knob here, a new fuse type. I've also disconnected the voltage selector here. There is no reason for that. It's 240 in Australia here, so I've left the switch, but I've disconnected it completely. It's less wiring this way. What else do I have? I've replaced the fan, so this is a different fan. It's a 240 fan. Everything is cleaned. I've replaced the LED, I've zip tied everything. I've cleaned the XLR plugs in ultrasonic. Yeah, so you can see the switch is disconnected and those bunch of wires here disconnected. It's just breaks into two 120s. So I've joined them together, so it makes it 240. So that's the base of it. I've redone that, as you can see. So that's all nice and shiny as well. Then I'm going to install this. What else? I've redone the top part as well. Let me grab that. So that's been done as well. I've bent those by hand as best as I could, and I've cleaned all those diacrylic glass. And the best way I can tell, because it had paint that was transferred from I guess the old thing, and I couldn't get it off with anything, but I've used a lacquer thinner and that worked well. I've tried on the corner a little bit to see if it'll remove the diacrylic coating, and it didn't, so I've cleaned it with that, and they are nice and shiny from both sides. Also, I've tried with the hardware didn't have any rivets that were long enough. I've tried the center, and the center worked well, but then the side ones I had to re-drill because they wouldn't clamp, you know, glass and everything. They were too short, so I had to go and get the silver ones, and I thought maybe I'll dab a paint on them later, or maybe I'll leave it like that. So let me assemble. I've got the new bulbs ready and everything, and more screws. So let me assemble this all together and we'll explore what it does. The unit is now assembled, and let's plug it in and test it out. So it does look heaps better than before. Oh, it is heavy once it's assembled. So I'm not sure if I should point it at the camera or not. Let's give it a go anyway. So I'm going to turn it on and set it to sound. Well, actually sound mode can be worked from the DMX. So let's plug it into DMX straight away. I'll tilt it this way. Where's my DMX? Here it is. I'll send the sensitivity to medium, and let's turn it on. Okay, it's a bit noisy. Hang on, let me put something to stop the noise getting into the microphone. There we go. Now let's go for, open the shutter and let's go for, let's say green. Okay, that's not green, is it? That's white. Green. Yep. It's probably washed out on camera, but you can see down here that it's green. Let's go for red and blue. They all look good. Let's go for sound mode and see if that works. Okay, that's in sound mode, and as you can see, I'm talking and it's changing the colors. So sound mode works just well. Alright, let's go out of sound mode and let's go to the other modes. Let's say strobe. So we'll go blue strobe, or say cyan strobe, or white strobe. And we can strobe it really fast. Now it's got other modes like a flutter, so let's go for the flutter mode. I'm not sure which one is it. I think it's this one. Oh no, this is still sound mode, so well, I'll try to point it downwards and see if you can see the colors. The colors are pretty vivid. I'll just put it to flash first so you can so it's easier for you to see. So I'll go to normal mode and I'll go to flashing. Let's go this one. Yeah, so you can see all the colors on the desk maybe. It is more vivid than the camera shows, but it works. Oh, it is heavy. And that's gonna be, oh, that's alright actually. But yeah, that's it. So that was the refurbishing of this ColourFusion light that is now working great, and it's clean. So I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. If you want to support me and see more restorations, so please let me know in the comments. My name is Max. I will see you next time. Bye.